Once dominated by Royal Enfield's Bullet and Classic, the sub 400cc modern classic segment has been bustling with activity in recent years. Indian customers are spoiled for choice with brands like Benelli, Jawa and Honda introducing their versions of a modern classic in the country. The segment has become so lucrative that manufacturers like Harley-Davidson and Triumph also seem to want a piece of the pie. And with so many options available, it is obvious to get a tad confused when selecting which one to buy. So in this video, we have picked out the Jawa 42 2.1 and the Honda CB350 to compare their features and specifications to help you decide which of the two would suit you best. And before we proceed, do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss a single update from BikeWale. In our opinion, the core of a modern classic motorcycle is to instill nostalgia with a design that harks back to a model sold decades ago. In that case, both the Honda CB350 and the Jawa 42 2.1 score full points. The CB350 has been inspired by the original CB350 that was sold internationally in the 70s. And since chrome is synonymous with retro looks, the motorcycle sports chromed out fenders, exhaust, suspension and mirrors. It even gets a couple of color schemes that are derived from Honda's retro motorcycles. However, to appeal to the modern side of things, the CB350 features a blacked out engine, wheels and headlamp cowl. On the other hand, the Jawa 42 2.1 is based on the standard 42, which in turn draws inspiration from the original Jawa. However, the 42 2.1 gets completely blacked out components like the engine, exhaust, wheels and everything in between to give it a custom look. It also gets bar end mirrors and a mesh headlamp guard to complete the look. Nevertheless, the standard Jawa 42 has relatively substantial amounts of chrome on the spoke wheels, engine, exhaust and suspension. Well, most modern classic appeal to their contemporary side by offering modern features and equipment. However, Jawa has decided to keep things classic and offer the 42 2.1 with conventional lighting, ABS and a small digital display fitted in the single pod instrument cluster. In comparison, Honda has rained down a comprehensive list of features on the CB350. To begin with, it comes with full LED lighting for the headlamp, tail lamp and turn signals. It also gets Honda's selectable torque control system and a digital display that offers vital information. Moreover, this instrument cluster is Bluetooth enabled and once connected to the smartphone application can notify the rider about incoming calls or messages and even support music playback. Powering the Jawa 42 2.1 is a 293cc single-cylinder engine that it shares with the standard Jawa. This motor benefits from a liquid cooling system and churns out 26.9 bhp and 27.02 Nm of torque and is paired to a 6-speed gearbox. On the other hand, the Honda CB350 uses a 348cc single-cylinder motor that is air-cooled and mated to a 5-speed gearbox. This engine is capable of producing 20.7 bhp and 30 Nm of torque. Now, both engines have very similar characters. They are tractable and offer their version of the thumping exhaust note associated with modern classics. However, the CB350's unit feels much more refined, while the Jawa offers much more top-end punch. The suspension duties on the CB350 and Jawa 42 are almost similar. Both are fitted with telescopic forks up front and twin shocks at the rear. And both being light motorcycles, are flickable and easy to use in the city. But the rest of the hardware is quite different. Braking on the Jawa is done by a 280 mm disc at the front and a 240 mm disc at the rear, whereas the CB350 uses a larger 310 mm disc for the front and a similar size 240 mm disc at the rear. Moreover, the Jawa 42 2.1 rides on 18-inch front and 17-inch rear alloy wheel combo, while the CB350 comes with a 1918 alloy wheel combination. Both motorcycles get tubeless tires. On our test route, the Honda CB350 returned an average of 32 km per liter. With a fuel tank capacity of 15 liters, it should be good for 450 km before needing to refuel. Meanwhile, the Jawa 42 offered slightly higher figure of 34.2 km per liter, which means with its 14-liter capacity, the 42 is expected to run roughly 478 km on a full tank of fuel. Jawa has pegged the 42 with a price tag that starts from Rs 1.63 lakh and goes up to Rs 1.83 lakh for the version 2.1. On the other hand, the Honda CB350 is offered in two variants, DLX and DLX Pro, that are priced at Rs 1.89 lakh and 1.95 lakh each. Now the Jawa 42 2.1 is clearly the most affordable option between the two motorcycles. You could even choose the classic charm of the standard 42 or the custom looking 42 2.1. However, that being said, the 42's lack of modern equipment cannot be ignored. On the flip side, the Honda CB350 makes up for its higher pricing with an extensive list of features. It also offers a much more refined engine and consistent quality of parts as compared to the Jawa 42. So as a product, the Honda CB350 does seem like the ideal choice here. But before you rush to put your money on the CB350, here is the catch. Honda only sells the motorcycle through its big wing showrooms, which are currently far lesser in number across the country compared to Jawa showrooms. This would mean that you might need to travel a substantial distance to service your CB350 if there isn't a big wing showroom nearby.